So here I am again. I'm Miki Wright. I am a salon business coach who specializes in helping with salon pricing strategies. So I am excited to be here and just want to kind of almost recap some of the things that I talked about yesterday with in terms of pricing and charging and raising our prices and why this is the time to do that. So I hope that you are getting something out of some of these posts that I'm doing. I'm going to come back and keep doing a few over the weekend. Hey, Brandy. It's like it was so good to see that you raised your prices. If you want to come on camera, click the button. If you don't want to come on camera, that's perfectly fine. But it's like I'd love to hear what it was like for you raising your prices since you already did it. So yay. And it's like it's been a full day. I just finished an interview that you guys are going to love from an industry legend who has worked with so many legends. It's incredible. And just grabbed a a little bite. It's like for anybody who doesn't know, I like oatmeal, so I don't eat it that often. But I have these great bowls that were gifts like from years ago that I still love and cherish. But anyways, like I see there's more people on, but for some reason I still can't see you guys comments and stuff. I couldn't see them last night, and I do apologize, and it looks like I'm making a mess here right now. But yeah, let's just, I guess, go through. If you guys have any questions about your pricing or any challenges that you've had, because I read a lot of things on the Facebook pages in the groups where people are sharing, different, I guess you could say, horror stories or things that have happened. And so one of them I'm planning to address tomorrow, which I know is Friday, and you guys may be working, but you'll be able to come back and see the replay. But this young lady did a consultation on someone who was black and, the dyed hair black and not just black hair, which is already enough of a challenge, but who wanted to go platinum. And we see that in our salons a lot these days. People have dyed their hair, which isn't even the right term, but colored their hair with box color, which is already challenging to work with. And then they want to go all the way to the other end of the spectrum. So how do you have those conversations? Because this young lady had the consultation, made clear expectations. It's like, you're not going to leave here blonde tomorrow when we do the service. And the person was still upset because they weren't blonde. And so how do we avoid some of those kind of things? And so the client wanted a refund, and I think was given a partial refund. And then the question was, do I do a full refund? So why am I talking about hair color when we're talking about pricing? Is because it has everything in the world to do with how we interact with our clients and how we interact with our clients and how we get paid for our services and what those interactions are going forward. Because it's like, obviously that client didn't necessarily grasp that she didn't have realistic expectations, and it's like she's probably not going to refer anyone to that stylist, and she wants money back, which is always a challenge. And future business is probably out of the question from both sides. It's like it's been a bad or harrowing experience for both sides. So I want to share some things that I think can help to alleviate a lot of those types of things that are going on. And so I'm just going to be on here real quick again and just kind of go over some of the things that I shared last night. It's like a lot of reasons why we don't raise our prices is because we think that all of our clients are going to leave. It's like we're in big fear mode, and it is a friend of mine, I was having a conversation, and she used the word that hairstylists are paralyzed by the fear of raising their prices. And I was like, wow, that is a deep word and a big word and an accurate word. So it's really kind of crazy that to that degree, it's like we won't raise our prices. So I just wanted to share a few things as to why now is really the time. If you haven't already raised your prices, which I'm glad that some of you guys have, you've been sharing that with me in the group, but I know that there's so many more that have not. And so here we go. 5 reasons to raise your prices now. And so the first one is definitely if you have not raised your prices in the last 2 years, there's like since 2019 and we're in 2021, since before the pandemic, it is time to raise your prices. I really recommend doing a yearly increase so that you kind of stay on track and don't get so far behind. We actually have someone in my luxury hairstylist blueprint program who has not raised their prices in 6 years, and it's like they know they're long overdue. And of course, the fear has stopped them many times from doing what they know that they need to do, but they're already making changes and already there's increase in terms of what's coming in. And so it doesn't have to be that hard and it doesn't have to take that long for you to really see an increase just from making a few shifts, but a lot of them are the mental shifts before you can actually make the physical shifts. So the second reason is that, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm sure that you have, the cost of literally everything has gone up. So from toilet paper to groceries to gas to everything that we pay for has gone up. And I'm actually starting to see some, oh boy, now I'm making a mess. Starting to see some comments. So thank you. Hi, Brandy, if you're still here. And hi, anyone else watching. It's like for some reason I'm not getting much of a scroll on the comments and that you guys are here. So let me know you're here. Just go ahead and drop your town that you're from and maybe what the temperature's like. It's like roaster hot out there and real humid where I am, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina. But basically it's like I have one person that I coach who owns a fairly large salon, where they specialize in color. And in working with her manager, she's like, we keep going over budget for our color and we're having all these difficulties. And the reason why, or part of the reason why, wasn't waste. It wasn't, that they're using too much. It wasn't that they're throwing away or not covering, not capping the tubes and having to get rid of them that way. It really was because all of the prices have gone up and no one really realized that part. So if you were spending $500 in color last year, pre-pandemic, you may have gotten 10 tubes. If you're spending $500 this year, you may only be getting 8 tubes or maybe even 7 tubes. And so obviously that color is not going to go as far even though you spent just as much. That's a definite indication. It's like those prices that you're charging have to go up because you shouldn't be making up the difference out of your pocket, which is like going into your savings account, which is in turn like paying the clients to come and see you because it's like the cost of doing business has gone up. And so keeping that in mind, I think it's definitely a good reason to raise your prices now. The third reason is it's more stressful. Again, I don't know if you've had that experience, but every single hairstylist that I have spoken to has had that experience where, say they were doing 6 clients before and going back after, the shutdown, they're doing the same 6 clients. They're exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, just from what we've been through over the last 18 months or so is, exhausting and stressful. And we all know when clients come in and sit down, it's like they bring everything with them. So it's like they were talking about, their experiences, their likes and dislikes with what's going on, the politics, just the whole stress of everything. And so it is really a hard time, for everybody. So it's like we come in already stressed and then our clients add additional stress. And then there's the doing of them while we're many times working in mask, which is a little bit more stressful on the body. So I definitely recommend, having enough time to have breathing breaks where you can go outside and actually get some fresh air, take the mask off and breathe, and not just like in the back room, but actually fresh air from outside. And then of course we've got to clean everything in between. So I said we went from sanitation to sterilization, and not just sanitizing our tools and, kind of our work area in between each client, but almost going through and sterilizing the entire salon. So that is definitely very challenging. Hi, Mary. And hi, Brandy. It's like, I'm glad you're here. I hope you've heard me before, but, oh, thank you so much, Mary. You said I look gorgeous. Thank you. Um, but yeah, it's a lot more stressful. And I think the antidote for it being a lot more stressful is doing fewer clients. And if you guys have any comments or questions or your own experiences, definitely feel free to chime in. Um, and so that's the reason. Do fewer clients, charge more, make the same or more than you were making before, and go home and get some rest, and get prepared for the next day, because it is definitely much more stressful. So, if 2020 taught us nothing, it's like this fourth step is all about that. We need room and profit to be able to actually save money, to put it aside for opportunities. I hate to think about putting it aside for emergencies or that rainy day fund or that type of thing, but we saw in 2020 that it's like, whoa, in an instant, no one would have ever believed that the whole world was shut down at the same time. No one would ever have believed that we wouldn't be able to go back to the salon the next day or the next week. And so it's crazy. Oh, okay, and Brandy says raising her prices helped her work less but make more, less stressful. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, and I'm not sure if you were around before, but it's like if you do want to join in, just let me know. But yeah, it's like we've got to have more profit. We've got to take the stress out of our days. We've got to be able to make more so that we can not only take care of the raised or increased expenses, but also to have some extra so that we can put some aside. And we may need to take more breaks and vacations, kind of getaways where we're taking some time off, away from the salon. Whether you travel or not is a whole nother story, but even taking some days off, or, 1 week a quarter or something like that, to have that downtime, to not be so stressed out. And I don't know about for you guys, but definitely for me, it's like when I'm, kind of stressed, or even if I'm looking at like, okay, I've got all these people to get out, it's going to be a crazy day, one of those days with skates. It's like, not that I don't do good work, but at the same time, it's like I'm not necessarily my most creative or at my best per se. And so I think having a less hectic schedule allows for more creativity. So I think that's, an additional bonus or additional thing that goes along with taking more time, doing fewer clients, increasing your prices, and creating that profit, is that you also give a better client experience as well. And so we're down to number 5. We've got number 1. You haven't raised your prices in the last 2 years. Definitely time right now. And 2, the cost of everything has gone up. Definitely time right now. 3, it's more stressful now than it was before. And like I said, I've heard that from everybody. I wasn't in the salon during that time, and so I didn't have to go back to the salon, but every person that I've talked to, whether I coach them, whether I just have a casual conversation with one of my friends, my sister's in the industry, it's like everybody literally is saying the same thing. And number 4, it's like we need to make more so that we can have profit and make sure that we're not just living on the edge, living from, paycheck to paycheck, even though it's like, oh, well, we get some money each day, until that day where that train stops. It was almost like musical chairs, like who's going to be left standing without a chair when the world shut down, and it's like, nope, you can't go back and make some more money tomorrow. So I hope you saved some from yesterday. So the 5th thing, and it's like I should do a little drum roll. Do a drum roll, please. And is that, while we were off, in particular, it's like we really had a lot of people, for the most part, who were like, when are you going to be able to go back? I need help. What do I do for my hair in between? And the demand for our services is up. It is up, which it should be. It's like our value, I think, is up. And, in terms of the eyes of consumers, that they are seeing what we do for them on a regular basis when we weren't able to do it. And so there are more people, starting to come out of the house and starting to get back into different activities, and I know right now it's kind of a teeter-totter time, where it is, we're not sure exactly what's going on. And again, to my fourth point, it's like we really don't know if there might be another shutdown coming. Who knows? I know mask mandates have come back in my area. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I don't know if it was the city itself or the whole state, but if you're going into an indoor public place, you are, mandated, not, I guess, in the required zone to wear masks. And so I know a lot of you guys, in terms of the salons, chose not to, follow that policy, and were expecting people to wear masks for a lot of people that I talked to. But I know some states early on didn't have very much in terms of mask requirements. So all of those things, again, one of the reasons we need to be getting more profit. And like I said, number 5 is that the demand is up. And so in economics, when there's supply and there's demand, and when one is high, the other is low. And so demand is high, and so the supply is low right now. It's like there aren't enough hairstylists, whether they've decided not to come back, whether they are on, people say it's like, oh, people are still on unemployment, or whatever those reasons. It's like we actually have fewer people to do the services, and the demand is high at the same time because people are getting back into the swing of things. I just a few weeks ago went for my first mani-pedi since the shutdown. And so there's people, who've been waiting, and they're like, now it's like, okay, it's summer. I want to be out. I want to get my hair done. I want to get these roots covered, all of those things. And so since we are in more demand, it's like, and our supply, whether we're, short team members or not, our supply is down just because it's harder to do the number of clients that we were doing before. And so that is another great reason to raise your prices now. And the bonus that I had, because I had another thought, I was like a sixth thought. So the bonus is, a lot of you guys spent so much time enhancing your skills, learning more, taking classes, almost information overload from when we were down with the shutdown. Everyone was offering classes for free or for almost nothing or a great discount. And I know you guys just went all in, and it's like, wow. And so you have increased your value by adding to your knowledge and adding to your education. And so that, in any other profession, demands that you would make more. So the challenge is that we have to do it ourselves. We don't have someone to rely on in many cases as far as raising it for us. And even if you work in a commission salon, I do want to say this, that you're responsible for your own paycheck. So it's not like the salon just sets the prices and that's all there is. It's like you get to design the lifestyle that you want within the confines of that. And it's like you can definitely increase your income significantly. In fact, one of the young ladies, Precious, in the Luxury Hairstylist Blueprint, actually it's a 6-week program, but it's like from week 3 to week 4, she increased $1,000 over what she had done the previous week. So if you look at that, like, if she was making $1,000 in week 3, then she made $2,000 in week 4, which is phenomenal. And she hasn't fully raised her prices. And she works in a salon. And so it's like, it is really completely up to you what you want to make. But the challenge is, where do we go from here? It's like, okay, you've given me some reasons, Miki, but how do I take these reasons and actually put them into action? Think about talking to my clients, which scares me to death, and really, figure this out. And so I say, don't try to figure it out. I'm inviting you to join me for a class. It's actually a free webinar that I'm doing next Monday, which is the 23rd, and it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it is, it'll be a webinar, so it's absolutely free, but you do have to sign up. So it's called Level Up and Charge What You're Worth. And it's like, I will take you through, help you discover 3 different things that Most stylists don't know that's actually costing them thousands of dollars. It will help you to gain the confidence. It will help you to see yourself in a different light, and it'll help you to know that clients are willing to pay more than what you're charging currently. I'll show you all of that. So, like I said, it's for free. It's at beautysuperstars.com/level up. Again, it's Beauty Superstars, and that's with an S on the end /level up. And I'll also put the link in the notes as well. But definitely, it's like if any of these ring true for you, if you haven't raised your prices, if you have noticed things have gone up, and it's like it seems like you're, when you look at your money at the end of the week, that there's less of it, and it's like it's for real. If it seems like it's more stressful, it's like you're absolutely not alone. But we've got to change how we've been used to doing business. What do you call it? Like a business model. And so there's lots of different business models, but we've gotten kind of stuck in one. Go in early, work late, do everybody you can, have them come in, pile in, squeeze in, and we'll make it work. But that is no longer the case in this, I want to say post-COVID, but we're not quite there yet. But post-lockdown or shutdown mode, going forward, we need more. And if you know you need to be saving more, and you know you need more profit in your business, even to keep things going, then all of those things click. The demand is like, I've talked to so many people, and everybody's, obviously in a different situation, but, they're working long hours, and then afterwards it's like they're taking 30 minutes to try to answer text and squeeze in people who don't fit anywhere really. And so if that's your experience, if you're feeling like you're overbooked, like you're overworked, kind of exhausted, it's definitely time to raise your prices, and I would love to show you how. So just join me for the webinar next week. Again, it's Level Up and Charge What You're Worth, and I will help you and walk you through how to do just that. So thanks, guys, for joining me. I appreciate it, and I will look forward to seeing you on Monday for the webinar. And I'm actually going to be back tomorrow because I am going to talk about that color situation, because it speaks to a lot of different situations and some things that we can do differently. So take great care, and I will look forward to seeing you then. So have a great night or day.